Well, hello. I don't know who's here unless you say hi, so you'll have to put it in the chat so I know who you are. I swear to you, next year I'm going to do Zoom or something so I can see everybody. Hello, everyone. We're going to give it a little bit and let some people join us. Feel free to say hello in the chat. Hi, Chris Gibson. So we know who we have tonight. There we go. There's 4 people. We'll give it just a little bit longer. There's Adam. Hello there. Hi, Kevin. Adam and Kevin, are you brothers? Hey, Jamie. Or am I just making wild assumptions for people with the same last name? Depends on the day. I'm an only child, but I do have 2 boys, so I'm pretty sure they would not choose to claim each other on most days. So I feel like I still at least have a little bit of an understanding. All right, it's 8:02. I'm showing that we have 4 people, so I'm guessing that's Chris and Adam and Kevin and Jamie. If others join us, hopefully there's another person who just came on. So please make sure that you say hello in the chat so I know who I have. And of course, this is going to be recorded and posted to the website so that folks who are not able to join us right at 8 o'clock will be able to still watch it and make sure they have all the information. By the way, hey, Jesse. By the way, we have 16 anglers registered now. So that number just keeps climbing. And of course, that actually tends to happen. I've noticed now, I've done a few of these and have noticed that, I don't know if it's that people have to figure out if their schedule will allow it or determine, oh, hey, Chris and Holly, and or kind of determine whether you're brave enough to go fish when it's going to be so hot outside. I don't know what y'all are waiting on, but it always happens that I have a few that just kind of straggle in at the last minute. Well, hey there, Brian Carter. He's not at home, so he's got to come on and watch to make sure I behave myself. That's what he's doing. For those of you who don't know me, if you're new to this, I'm Danielle Englund. I am the tournament director for the Bass Cast Kayak tournament series. Brian Carter, who runs the basscast.com, is my fiance. But really, I do all the important stuff. Don't even worry about him. Anyway, we are going to have our captain's meeting tonight for our tournament on the Maury and James River tomorrow. Thank you all for joining us who've done so already. Like I was just saying, we have 16 anglers registered for tomorrow, so that's actually exciting. So then that means that we will be paying 3 places in our tournament tomorrow. We pay 1 for every 5 registrants, 1 place for every 5. If anybody registers, we actually allow people to register through like 6 o'clock tomorrow morning or 5:30, something like that. So, some people could still register. If you have a friend who's still maybe thinking about it and kind of weighing their options, they can still sign up. And of course, if we go up to 20, then we will pay another place. We'd pay 4 places. So let's just go over some housekeeping stuff specifically for this event. The first of which is actually, before I do all that, let's thank our sponsors really quick, because that's really important. We wouldn't have the things that we have and be able to do the things for our anglers that we can do without them. And so we want to say a huge thank you to our sponsors from Bixby Motors, Yak Attack, K9 Fishing, Tourney Tag, Drop Zone Tackle, and Hobie Eyewear, and our title sponsor, Journey Outdoors. They are amazing. They give us a kayak that we get to give away to our Angler of the Year winner at the end of the year. And they are going to be having a fun celebration for us tomorrow afternoon when our tournament ends. So we're really excited about that. Even for folks who are not able to join us for the tournament, we hope that if anybody's watching this, you're not able to come for the tournament, but you are able to join us in Lexington at Journey Outdoors tomorrow around 3:30 or 4 o'clock. Hey, Mike, we would love to see, bring your family, bring your friends. You don't have to have ever fished with us or anything. We just really would love to have everybody come out and have a great time with us at Journey Outdoors. They're providing food. We're kind of going to have a good time, and it's just going to be some fellowship time of a lot of fun and talking about fishing and looking at some cool stuff that they have there at Journey Outdoors, but really just spending some time together, and that's excited. Brian loves the barbecue, and so he is super excited. I like some barbecue as well, so I'm pretty excited myself. And I also don't have to cook, so I'm even more excited about that. All right. So, some notes. I know, Chris, you had mentioned that, Chris Johnston had mentioned that you would prefer to have things start a little bit earlier so you could get that early morning bite. And we decided to go ahead and stick with launch at 6 o'clock and lines in at 6:30. And that's really just because we want to make sure that everybody can be as safe as possible, that it will be light when you're out there, because it is starting, the time is starting to kind of move a little bit. So you're going to have to be patient with us, Chris, but we're going to go ahead and stick with 6 o'clock. So we're going to do earliest launch at 6 o'clock and lines in at 6:30. Now, lines out are at 2:30, and then all pictures in Tourney X have to be submitted by 3:30. So you have a window there from 2:30 to 3:30 to get everything out, to load up, and to still have time to submit your pictures if you weren't able to do that throughout the day. Hopefully, most of the places that we are able to go, you will be able to submit your photos, but we know there are a few locations that you might not have some signal. So we're going to give you a little bit of window of time, and then around 3:30, assuming everybody has submitted all their photos and we've had an opportunity to judge them, then that's when we will start the awards ceremony over there at Journey Outdoors. Make sure that you are using only public boat launches. That's very important. If you are putting in or taking out in an area that is not a public boat launch, that's a disqualification. So please make sure that you know where you will be launching and you know that it is for public use. Now, I can't share my screen with you. So what I'm going to do is kind of hold up this photo, but Brian is also going to put this on the website for me when he posts this later on tonight. This is actually the boundaries for the tournament, which is actually, for those of you who's fished with us for a while, this is a crazy huge boundary that we have right here. So as far as the Maury River, that's this right here. This is the Maury River. Lexington's up here. And then this is the James River from Iron Gate. Is that one Iron Gate or is that Snowden? Yeah, that's Iron Gate. And this is Snowden. That's actually a huge amount of water that you have. So y'all should be able to spread out and really have a good time. Let me see if I can get that up there for you. And this is actually available for download, this map, on the DWR website, just an FYI. But anyway, so you have a lot of space, should be able to really spread out. And I'm interested to see, kind of what we get, because there will be people able to spread out a whole lot. But that does also mean that if you are planning to join us in Lexington at 3:30, but you're fishing all the way up there at Iron Gate or something like that, that's going to be a heck of a drive. So make sure that you plan for that, okay? Also, because we do have a couple of new people fishing with us this time, I want to make sure that we're really clear about a couple of our requirements. Of course, all of the rules and regulations are on the website at thebasscast.com. We'll make sure that we put a link to that in the description of this video and on our social media. But you can also just go to thebasscast.com and search for Kayak Bass Series, and you'll see our schedule and the list of the rules. It's a very long set of rules, but we copied them straight from KBF. So if you ever fished a KBF tournament, those are the rules that we're using. But because it's so much to read, we want to go over a few things, make sure that you are aware of some of the important stuff. This is the catch board, or one of the catch boards that we allow. Only catch boards are able to be used for our tournament. So Catch brand, this is the brand right there. For those of you who are new, that's what the logo looks like. These are the boards that you have to use. Now, Catch does offer a few different colors. I believe they also have a couple of metal or aluminum options. Those are all fine, but they have to be Catch brand boards. That is a requirement for our tournament series. Also, you need to make sure that your identifier has been printed onto a card that looks like this. The link to these cards is in the description of the tournament on Tourney X. And of course, you only need one of them. You have to print the whole page, obviously. But then you can cut this out and you can save the other ones for the next tournament, because we're going to be having more of these and you're going to have a great time. We know you are. And so you want to take the code that you were given in Tourney X, which is your identifier code, and you want to write that in one of these boxes. Now, some of you may also be participating in the Bustin' Bass for Brian tournament through Southwest Virginia Yackers for Smallies. They are doing a fundraising tournament, and I believe you can fish anywhere in Virginia. And they are doing that to raise money for one of their anglers. And so for those of you who have chosen to fish in both of those tournaments, keep in mind that while they may have less stringent rules for that tournament, and honestly, most charity tournaments do kind of loosen up the rules a lot, right? But you have to go with the rules that are the most restrictive, and those are the ones that you should follow. So you have to make sure that even if you're fishing that other tournament and they have allowed you to just write your identifier code on the back of your hand, that's fine for that tournament. But if you want to submit a photo for our tournament, you have to have a code written on one of these cards. And then the placement of that card, where it is and is not allowed and that kind of thing, is in the rules specifically that are on the basscast.com. Also want to just do a few reminders as far as your photos are concerned. We want to make sure that you know that your hand can be over the body of the fish, but not over the tail and not over the gill plate. There is a description with an actual image on the Basscast in the rules. And then also make sure that the mouth is closed and is touching the fence of the measuring board. The fence is this part. And so it's always, in the photos, it's always pointing to the left, and then you lay the fish on top of it. The best way to do that, if you're new and you're having a little bit of trouble, is actually if you have some the clip that you can like have the fish kind of swimming beside the kayak as you get situated, it allows it time to calm down. And that's a great way to just kind of let the fish relax a little bit, so that then you can take it out and you can lay it on your board and it will actually be still long enough for you to take a photo, and usually also will keep its mouth closed for you to be able to do that. But you know what? If the mouth isn't closed, you got to retake that photo, because you're going to get a deduction if the mouth is open more than 1/4 of an inch. And then we also want to make sure that we can see at least 1 inch past the length of your fish. So if your fish is 14 inches and you cut off the photo right here and the tail of the fish is covering the 14, guess what? I can't read that. And so I can't judge that. So I need to be able to at least see to 15 so that I can see what would be the next number, and therefore figure out that your measurement that you put in on Tourney X when you submitted that fish is correct, okay? And then also, we want to make sure that your photo is from directly above, looking straight down on your fish, so that we can make sure that we can see the eye of your fish, so we can tell that it's alive. We can tell that the mouth is closed. We can accurately judge the length, all of that kind of stuff, and really so that everybody's being just as fair as they can possibly be. And I know you guys all want to do that. It is important that some people have mentioned to me, hey, it's actually really difficult for me because the way my kayak is made to get a photo from straight up and down. And they've asked me, can I get out of my kayak to take a photo? The answer is yes, you can. You actually, if you read the rules, can actually get out of your kayak to fish as long as your kayak is within your line of sight and you had previously launched it to actually paddle and fish previously. But you also can get out of your kayak to take the photo. Just keep in mind that the photo must have your kayak in the background. And so then the best option for you, if you're going to get out of your kayak, is to stand next to it, lay the board down across your kayak, and lay the fish on top. And of course, if you need any more advice about that, there's lots of great videos on YouTube about it, that a lot of great folks who have advice about how to make sure that your fish stays on the board, doesn't flop back out into the water, how to put your net in the place to stop that kind of thing from happening. So for those of you guys who are new to this, make sure you check some of that stuff out before you start tomorrow, okay? Now we are allowing all species of black bass, no striper, but as far as whether it's a spotted bass or a largemouth bass, a smallmouth bass, and then there are a few other smaller varieties, Alabama bass, and all these things that have very minute differences. We're not nitpicking any of that, you guys. So as long as it's not a striper and it is either a largemouth or a smallmouth bass, check. Okay, so you don't have to worry about all those categories. All right, we're not doing all that mess. Also, please make sure that you have completed our registration and release form that is on the website. So if you have already done that once this year, that's only required once every season. So if you've already done that, you're good to go. But for those of you who are new, please make sure that you go to the website and complete that form in addition to registering for the tournament on Tourney X. We want to make sure that we know that you are safe. So I need you to check in and out on Tourney X. So when you get on the water, there's an option for you to select check in. If you don't have signal or for some reason your app is not working, you can send me a text message once you're able to, or you can send us a message via Facebook Messenger on the Facebook page, whatever works best for you. But we want to make sure that we know that you're on the water, and then even more importantly, that you're back off the water when we're done. So especially for those of you who are not going to be able to join us at Journey Outdoors in Lexington, we want to know that you have completed the tournament and that you're off the water and that you are safe. So please make sure that you send a message via email, text message, Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger. I don't care how you send it. Smoke signals, homing pigeon. I don't care. Just make sure that I get a message so I know that you are off the water and you're safe. Okay. Otherwise, I'm going to do that mom thing where I start texting you and freaking out because I think you're dead on the side of the road. It's a thing. It's a thing we do. Anyway, the last thing is that we need to know that everybody has watched this video. Of course, everybody that I mentioned who I said hi to whenever you joined and has made comments, I can see you there on the side. So I know who's been here, although there's a person named Shock. I'm going to need you to give me a name because that doesn't help me when I'm looking at my list of people, okay? But otherwise, if you are watching this later, if you're watching the recorded version of this, please make sure that you comment either on the website or directly on the YouTube video to let us know that you've watched this, as it is a requirement. If you read the rules, it is a requirement and a mandatory thing for you to view this video. All right? So I think that's everything. Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to give it a minute because it takes a minute for these comments to come through. So if y'all have any questions, you can put them in the chat for me, okay? Brian, is there anything I forgot? Brian probably hung up on me already. He's probably done. Oh, Chris and Holly was shock. Okay, sorry. You did say that. That's my bad. I'm so excited you guys are back and fishing with us. It's about time we have another girl. Way to go, Holly. I'm so excited. Your code, Mike, should be on Tourney X. I'm going to be quite honest with you. In Tourney X, I can choose a specific code if I want to, and everybody has the same code. But sometimes I do that, and then Tourney X doesn't listen to me, and it gives everybody their own individual code anyway. So I don't actually know what your code is. Hang on, let me see if I can find it. Hang on a second. I cannot see your code yet. It will tell me whether it's the right code like tomorrow when you submit your fish. Is anybody else able to get their code? I agree, Jesse. Having the same code is helpful. And actually, I do usually go in and choose a code. And like the one that everybody had last time was one that I picked. So I get to just randomly pick the code. But then the tournament before that, I picked a code, and then Tourney X still gave everybody their own code. So I don't actually know what happened there. Anyway, it should be, if you go into Tourney X, Mike, go in and look and see if it's been released to you. If not, just send me a message somehow, and I will make sure that you get that. We have had some issues in the app with sometimes it not giving people a code at all, or it gives them an error. So certainly if that happens, let me know and I'll get that to you. Jesse's got his. Good. So that means they're supposed to be released at 7 p.m. That's what I set it up for. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for fishing with us. I'm so excited. And I really do hope that everybody's able to come out to Journey Outdoors. It'll be, the 3:30, 4 o'clock time frame is when we're going to get started. But they're bringing barbecue. And of course, the people at Journey Outdoors, Christina and Brian, are just absolutely amazing people. If you've never had an opportunity to meet them, you are missing out. I'm just not kidding. Brian thinks I gush when I talk about them, but I love them. They're just fantastic people. And so, in addition to being our sponsors, I just love spending time with them. So I'm really excited. I think tomorrow is going to be a lot of fun, and I hope that you're able to come out and join us. Bring your friends, bring your family. We're just going to have a good time, talk about fishing, and enjoy spending some time together. That's what this is really all about, right? Like helping new people get into the sport of fishing, helping people enjoy being out on the water, and just making friends and having a good time. That's what this is supposed to be about. So, I love this opportunity to go hang out and do some more of that tomorrow afternoon. All right, everybody. It's been about 21 minutes. I talked a lot tonight. Sorry. And I still feel like I talked really fast. But if you have any questions or concerns or problems or anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I do hope. Oh, hang on a sec. Okay. And I am happy to answer your questions if you need anything. If you're launching at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning and you have questions, it's unlikely that I will get those questions until later. I'm just going to be honest with you. But otherwise, I'm happy to answer your questions any other time other than 6 o'clock in the morning because I love you and you're great. All right, guys, good luck tomorrow. Have a great time. Please be safe. Make sure you wear your life jackets. If you're new, please read the rules. It's very important. And don't hesitate to ask for help, okay? Hope you have a wonderful time, and we will see you all tomorrow afternoon. Bye.